trap. Welcome to the trap.
Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap.
Let's go. Zen
Trap.
Trap.
Zen Trap.
Zen
Trap.
Protect.
Yo, peace. Yeah.
I'm telling you, you be saying stuff like, lost my car, lost my job. That shit was like, whoa. She's spitting. Yes, sir.
I mean, we gotta get back. We gotta get a freestyle in soon, man. We gotta get back to it.
How you been?
Man,
You know you old. That's a loaded question.
Man,
How you been? How's life?
I've had a lot of ups and a lot of downs. I would say that.
I've had some good days.
I've had some hills
Yeah, I
to
can't
climb. Anyway, I've definitely been in a more volatile space than I've been previously.
How does it make you feel? And why do you feel like you've been in that volatile space?
It makes me feel uncomfortable for sure. Yet grateful because I know that it's something that I haven't experienced. So I know I'm gonna be better on the other side of it.
I like that perspective.
But it is definitely uncomfortable. It was another question. That was like a 2-part question. I don't remember what it was.
Why do you feel like you're in the volatile space?
I'm in the volatile space just because I'm in this uncomfortable space, and sometimes I'm super grateful for it, and sometimes I'm super sad about it, or not as. I ain't gonna say super sad, but not as grateful. Like more so, like I have a little bit of regret, or I second guess my decisions, or things like that. So normally, I'm pretty like once I'm grateful for something, or I feel this way about something, I stay with that. But I've been more like kind of
So that's what I'm saying. You think it's self-imposed, or you think it's something dealing with factors outside of your control?
No, I think it's self-imposed.
Okay.
I think it's self-imposed because I can choose to just, be grateful all the time. It's a struggle for me. So I've been in this volatile space, but I think I control that.
Okay.
For sure. How you been? What's been going on with you?
I've been in a state of change. I've been in a new space as well. I wouldn't call it volatile to try and not use the same word as you. I would call it a place I've never been. I'm fully accountable for that place I'm at. I am not comfortable in that place. And I'll say this, it's mainly a place of funds. I've pretty much depleted my funds, to be completely vulnerable about it. And I've never been in a place like that. Even in college, I've had different jobs or internships that have been able to hold me over. I've started work, and I've always had enough cushion, per se, to always not be a risk. Right now, I am at a different space. And even me saying this, if I want to be logical about it, I got a 401k, I have asset or something that if the worst
It's
of
the
the
comfort.
worst happen,
It's the comfort.
it's
The level of comfort
the level
we
of
used
comfort. Exactly. So me thinking about it and trying to shift it into thinking like that makes me feel okay. But
Same.
I'm choosing a mindset because you talked about it in a previous video of I can choose. Both things are true. Both things are quote unquote either not true or true, depending on how you determine what the truth is or a fact. But which mindset helps me be more effective in life is what I'm choosing to believe.
Yeah.
So I'm choosing to believe I am in this new space, and I'm in this space for a reason and something that I can learn from it. There's different things I can take from it, and it's going to help me keep pushing and stay in action versus if I'm in this different mindset, it would be easy to just stay in bed all day, worry, stay in a state of anxiousness, and be paralyzed to the effects that are happening to me. So I'm trying to take 100% ownership of it.
Yes.
And I think it'll make me be more empathetic to people who are in that space.
Yes.
So I'm trying to learn that.
100%. Man, I'm telling you, it ain't nothing like going through something you ain't been through before that like, if you, and I'm gonna be honest, going through it at the age I'm at now, with the mindset I have now, it's totally different if I went through this 10 years ago.
It would have crippled me at 22, 24. It would have hurt my
devastated.
ego.
Yeah.
it would have.
I would even say probably 25
That's what I'm saying.
for me.
25 below.
It
Something
would've
like this would make
just-
me feel like a complete and ultimate failure.
Yeah.
And it would have been tough to pull
My mind-
myself out of the hole.
My mindset would have been totally different on it. And I love what you said about like I am choosing to look at this as in a certain way. Like knowing like this mindset is gonna help me. It's gonna get me through it versus choosing to like, nah, this is probably the time I need to sulk. You know what I'm saying? Like you are literally making a decision in your mind on how I'm gonna handle this.
Yeah, because those reflective times are necessary too.
Yeah.
But it's having the distinction to choose when I need to be doing things and go. I need to let my habits pull me out of the sulking
Yes.
nature.
And that's why it's so important to establish good habits. It's so important to focus on your awareness, focus on what you think, how you think while you're in a good space. So when you're in a bad space, you can start practicing it for real.
1,000% agree.
For
Why
real.
is it so difficult to choose the good habits here? That you, even when you're in a good place, I find it very difficult to choose what habits will keep me in that space. Do you know what I'm saying?
Nah. What you
Okay.
mean?
I find it difficult, and maybe it's not difficult in choosing the ones. It's hard to stay consistent, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Because I think the habits that are good for people is the same usually
Yeah, across the board.
across the board.
Mm-hmm.
What you eat, what you watch, what you do.
Yeah.
Those three, you need to eat some kind of diet that's full of fruits and vegetables. You need to watch stuff that
Feeds your mind.
feeds your mind,
yeah.
not
Positive
is
stuff.
and you need to do things that affect your goals and affect one of those two things. You need to do things that affect your physical and mental health, and you need to do things that affect your
Mental and
intelligence,
emotional health.
mentally
Yep.
stimulate
Yep.
you. Why is it hard to choose things that do that when we know it's probably not even a lot of things that,
So I think,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because
Now I get you.
I find it difficult
Oh,
too.
absolutely, I agree.
Even though it's right in your face.
I think it's difficult because we are doing well. So you feel like, all right, I took days off from doing that, and I'm still okay. I still feel good now. So I could just not do them, and I'm going to be all right.
You 1,000% correct. It's that residual of you do it well enough where you have good days stocked up,
Yeah.
energy stocked
Yeah.
up, that, oh man,
Yeah, that's it.
I've been doing it so well. After 2 weeks or something, I'm feeling like 2 weeks of not doing it, I'm still feeling floating on the same
good.
high, and then that plane lost gas and just boom.
Yo, meditation has been the one that I have struggled with all the time, still struggle with, but like I could do it for like 4 or 5 days and be like, I am so good. Like I don't gotta meditate every day. And then I find myself like 3 weeks later in a slump, and I'm like, shit, I need to start meditating.
It's funny that you bring that up. I can't think of the last time I meditated, and I know that's probably one of the
Bro.
biggest impacts that would change my life,
Yes.
help me so much.
Yes,
And I don't know
it happens to me all
why.
the time.
I need a slow progression of the same way with like working out. I need to attach the feeling of after I meditate,
Yes.
and I
That's
haven't
it.
done that yet.
But again, why does meditation not automatically, like working out kind of automatically makes you feel like you release endorphins when you work out, right? So you kind of automatically feel better when you get done working out. But meditation, I do feel better after I meditate, but it why does it not prompt us like that?
I can tell you why. Easy,
Yeah.
especially in the black culture.
Yeah.
We are born and raised in chaos and such toxic, trauma-filled environments that we start attaching to trauma, drama, toxic is the norm and is exciting, that when we are around calm and boring, we find it not to get endorphins from it. And we've made habits of that.
We have let our literally our environment shift our physical.
Yeah, easy. Product of our environment. With, again, the same three things that we talked about of like what we watch, what you feed your brain and your body, we watch stuff that we know is wrong, but it's exciting and makes us wrong.
Yeah.
We think alcohol turning up, smoking, eating hot fries, fried chicken, things like that is exciting. We see people eating bland fruits and vegetables and stuff, saying like, we know you healthy, but we still gonna joke on your ass.
Y'all ain't got no seasoning on that. Ain't no sodium in that. There ain't no sodium in that either.
Oh, that relationship, Russell Wilson and
lame
ass nigga, boring. So when we meditate and stuff, and we reach that, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. You're calm, you're centered, you're cool, collected. Yeah. That's boring as fuck. You immediately start thinking that. And your thoughts are not really who you are.
Yeah, agreed.
But you start believing that my thoughts are who I am. When I finish meditating, I feel calm and I'm like, this is boring. Versus when I scroll through TikTok all day long and I'm laughing at videos, but I ain't done nothing but sit on the couch and just be a blob.
Nothing.
I'm getting endorphins from that because it's immediate. So you're just losing that attention span versus if you can take the time to consistently, and I think the problem is we don't like that. It'll take time. We have lost patience. We have lost all patience.
I mean, we are, what is it called? Instant gratification culture.
We've lost all patience with.
Patience is not a thing.
Patience in all things. Even elaborating on what you said in the Diary of a CEO that we had watched and made a ZTP on, the dude Matthew Said was talking how he finds that a lot of young people just come up to them, and the other dude said it as well, want to be famous. They don't say what they want to be famous for. They just say they want to be famous. They want to have, again, instant gratification, but they don't want to be famous for a body of work, is what he said. Like, this is what I'm famous for. They just want to be famous. So you're not even tying it into like, I want to be famous for basketball. I want to be famous because I'm a doctor. I want to be famous. You just saying I want to be famous because it's what you feeding all day. Yeah. All you see is people who look famous.
That Instagram algorithm is crazy. It sends you like the richest people, the best looking people, the people that doing the most trips, whatever the shit that you like, that you dream about. It send you that and make you think like everybody else's life is like that and just your life is not.
And that fucks you up too because
fucks you up.
We can't even have original thoughts no more. That's that conforming theory too of
you don't even got original thoughts.
You don't have to have original thoughts no more because Instagram and social media, you're gonna be able to find people who agree with your perspective, and you can always be able to find somebody to say.
And the feed is gonna literally be full of them people. It's
gonna be full of that, and you're gonna just go around arguing your perspective. Be like, no, I've seen all of this data that supports what I'm saying, while you done seen the same thing on your feed because your feed feeding you. Yeah. And we just shoot, and we not even being able to put the topic in the middle no more.
Dang,
so man. It's just a whole. So it's tough to try and get outside of that trap. And the only way to get outside of it is to meditate and put the phone down and do all these different things.
Get in your Zen trap. That's the trap you should be caught in. Your trap of Zen.
And that's tough to establish your own Zen trap.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
I guess I do know why it's so tough. I think I don't know why it's so tough for us to accept it and actually do it.
I don't know, man.
Because I feel like everybody can say the same answers we saying. They gonna, if you root cause it, get to the literal strip everything else away, put them in groups. It's gonna be those same type of groups. There is no secret formula. There's no secret sauce. It's these things, and we still won't do it. I'm not doing it.
Me same. I know that journaling will help me get my thoughts out.
I know.
We see clearly.
Meditating, journaling.
I know. All these things will help me, and I still struggle.
Why do we establish that with boring?
I don't know.
Honestly, do you agree with that? That we do?
Yeah. I mean, I think we think. Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you agree? I'm gonna say from a personal perspective, because I know they are gonna help me. I don't identify them as boring. Not boring.
Yeah, that's not the reason I identify them as boring.
Correct.
I think
as a society, yes.
The task of doing it is boring. The act of doing it, I find boring. And I think I find it boring because that's how it is marketed.
I don't know. I don't know if I actually find it boring, but I just don't. Well, you know what? I choose to do other shit instead of it, so it must be boring.
I was going to let you dig your grave, sister. Right. I wanted to hear this.
I choose to do other things instead of it, so I gotta something about it is deterring me.
I thoroughly believe it's because of the marketing of it. it's marketed as boring. I've seen stuff on how the Chinese invented.
Hey, I hate
the
that,
Chinese
man.
own TikTok. I'm saying the Chinese. I want to catch myself on that. That I think that's correct, but I'd be so scared about political.
I think it's correct. You good,
Whatever.
man?
Yeah, it just I wouldn't want somebody to say like the blacks on something. Okay, cool. China owns TikTok.
Okay. Yeah, they invented TikTok.
The TikTok that they show to people in the U.S. is different from the TikTok that they show in China.
Yeah.
The TikTok that they show in China is of people accomplishing things, business people, because they are doing the slow game of making their generation want to strive to be things, to make their economy and stuff better. And this is an act of war, really.
Yeah.
They are showing us stuff to make us more dumb and more. They are
That's
slowly
an act
killing
of
a
war.
whole generation
Just by they mind fucking us.
by making us just look through.
Hey,
mindless
what's crazy
TikTok
is
stuff.
I know that's true. Just because like I visited China, they don't have any access to like Google. They can't Google shit.
Yeah, they monitor their internet and stuff. And I'm not saying that's right, but that is.
They don't get Facebook. Like you can't get on certain sites without like a VPN. They are literally control. They don't have Uber. They make their own app just because they don't want you to like. They don't want their people to be influenced by these outside sources. And literally, the U.S. just let us be influenced by whatever. It don't matter. Whatever come across your feed that feeds your whatever being you're trying to be, it can happen.
Yeah,
that's
that's
crazy.
what I'm saying. They pushing the ignorant stuff to us
Yes.
to keep us ignorant. So that's why I'm saying why
We out here fighting for our lives.
That's why I'm saying why slowly that's again a part of the trap of making us not want to strive to be stuff. It's a small trap of still stimulating that, oh, this is what you need to find exciting, and this is boring. Just going to work out and eating healthy and stuff, that's boring. If you talk to people in your family, my family for sure, they gonna talk the same way. It sticks. It sticks so hard.
We out here fighting for our lives, yo. We are fighting.
I don't know how to change it though.
I think we are making progress. Honestly,
I don't doubt that.
Okay, because
I'm
thinking about like
outside of myself now.
Okay.
I'm speaking outside of myself. I'm 100% accountable for myself. I can become a robot and do just stuff every day, but that's not helping my society. That's not helping other people.
And maybe this is just what my feed is showing me, but I think as a culture,
I'm sorry because I was thinking about what my feed showed me.
I think as a culture, like I see more people traveling, I see more people working out, I see more people talking about mental health and mental wellness and like getting away from social media. But that's also while I'm on social media, so it's kind of like, eh. But I think like we are trying to break out of the matrix almost. We're trying.
My feed show me travel, self-help, black women with natural hair and big boobs and butts, and basketball. Like, damn, that's good.
That's good.
I've stopped clicking on certain stuff just be like, I don't need to see that.
Yeah. Mine is pretty much the same. I could probably add like gospel shit and cooking. Yeah. Gospel singing and not even gospel singing, just singing and cooking.
What can we do to help other people?
Would they feed? What you asking?
What can we do to help people get outside of the trap and take accountability for being in charge of what feeds you in those three areas? To not make what we are deeming good things, positive impacts on your overall outcome, not be deemed boring.
Do you not feel like what we doing here is not doing that? I feel like what we doing here is
I think it's
attempting.
It's progress. Yeah,
it's attempting.
No,
at least
I do. I think it's progress. So
that's what I think. That's something we can do. Is there more we can do? Probably.
That's what I'm asking. You could be a politician so good.
I'm gonna get a politician.
Hell yeah, there's more. I'm asking you, what is that more?
Vote for Lindsey Grady for mayor.
Just keep doing the more.
You got a good slogan. Your last name Ward, man. You come with some good slogans.
I've asked you a question,
Senator.
Segway game, crazy.
Honestly, I think there has to be some creative ways to make these things feel fun.
Okay.
Whether it be doing them in a group or doing them with associating with things that we already feel is fun. Like if we at a basketball game and instead of doing a moment of silence, they do a moment of meditation. You know what I'm
I
saying?
like
Like
that.
there are things that we can incorporate within our culture. They're like, hey, while you doing this, before you take a sip of alcohol, you need to do 10 push-ups. That's a rule we make within our group.
That's
Like
dope.
work on your physical body. If you
Why
going
you tear it down?
thank you.
I don't like that.
You just said that was dope.
I set you up.
That was dope. I'm just saying in general, like I feel like there are things that we
I agree
can.
that's progress, but
Yeah.
I think you don't want to attach. This is life coaching bullshit. I don't want to call it bullshit. I need to stop doing that. You don't want to attach a positive habit and link it to a negative one, just making it neutral. So again, that was a good idea though. That's in the right direction, but let's attach it to something else.
So maybe not drinking with working out.
Maybe
but
before you eat, you do 10 push-ups, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
not.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, cool. You can determine what you eat, but like, don't be like, hey, before you take that shot, just do 10.
It'll make it better.
Strong nigga with a bad heart, bad liver.
I got liver cancer, but I can do 70 push-ups straight. I got you.
We just a whole bunch of slow people with bad livers. No, I like that. I like that. I think we should promote more ideas like that.
I agree.
More causes, more, and then we just gonna turn into the lame niggas that's
These boring ass.
just
niggas.
throw them over the fence.
It's tough.
I just wish it's tough, but it's not
tough.
impossible.
It's not impossible. It's a mind shift. It's a mindset shift within our community, within our society. I think
What would motivate you to do it? Because me and you talking about struggling with it right now. What would motivate you to do the thing you struggle with the most?
pussy money weed. Just like,
Like, y'all took that as a joke.
honestly,
Hey, look. Yeah, you already laughing. Honestly, that directly affects those. That is a direct. What if I told you that is a direct impact? It directly correlates with the amount you could 100x each one of those categories if you meditated and did those boring things.
whoo, that's real though.
I know it's real. That's why I said it. Because you called me up and I was thinking. So now let me ask you again. What could motivate you to do those things that you found boring? What really? Yeah, now you don't know. Because if I put that, like, you'll get all of that.
Ooh, and you're right. You probably will.
Okay, so again, take those out of the table.
I mean, honestly, I think it's
knocking this
results
down.
driven. If I can't directly show, honestly, if I meditate for a week and I don't get more pussy, more money, or more weed within that week, I'm not gonna do it no more.
Love it. I love the honest conversation, but that's what we talked about. That's being results driven.
It's the fixed mindset. So that's what I'm saying. It's all a shift in mindset.
Okay, so what can we do to get you outside of just loving the journey of the act
Trying
itself?
to pursue pussy, what do you mean?
Yeah, what can we do to get you in love with just the pursuit? Because if you in love with the pursuit, you'll do it.
That's true.
So what can we do to shift that? I think if we get to the bottom of that, we could be on to something about spreading it.
Tell me what you think. What you think?
I think we ran out of time.
Tell me what you think. What you think will motivate us?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking about it because I'm thinking in the same aspect of what I'm challenging you with of what can make us fall in love with the pursuit. I think we have to get, which is bad. This is a brainstorming session. We have to find something that promotes the effort. Something that acknowledges and you get awarded for just effort, which is, again, the self-esteem can fall into making you feel fragile. But if you are acknowledging and awarding people for effort, honest, good, pure intention effort, they'll stay trying different things that makes them uncomfortable because you're getting... We need a system that does two things. You can't just acknowledge the effort because if you just acknowledge effort, people are just going to keep starting stuff and not finishing. So we need something that acknowledges effort in something and consistency to see it through.
That's tough.
That is tough. I don't know what that is, but it has to be something broad enough that we can expand it to multiple people and not specific enough that it only works for the only chosen few.
Yeah, it can't work for just
It can't work for just some
us.
sub
Yeah, it
group of
gotta
people,
work for everybody.
and it can't be broad enough that nobody knows what it is or what it means.
Hey man, that's a good question, and y'all. I hope y'all can help us figure that out. But what would motivate you to do the things that are good for you? Ultimately, have been proven, but they're also considered boring. They're considered.
I think the small wins approach is a good one, but we have to figure out what that win is, because the win can't be in the result, Lindsay.
It got to be in the process.
It has to be in the process.
That's the mindset shift. It got to be in the process.
So the win has to be in you accomplishing the task. But what do you?
That's
but
the
what,
end goal, right?
No. When I say accomplishing the task, like let's say your end goal is to lose 25 pounds. Your accomplishing of the task is I went and worked out today. You accomplished that task. What's the win in that?
Okay.
Is it even if it's just an accomplishing the task? What can you accredit to that? Like it needs to be a switch in. Because I went to the gym today, I get to look at TikTok for 10 minutes. It needs to be something associated with the task of doing the good positive task. And it doesn't have to be a negative one following it, but it needs to be something to make you immediately get rewarded for that.
Which I do little things like that throughout the day. Like, I want to watch what's the prince, the Dutch of Sussex, what's his name? Harry. Meghan and Harry. I want to watch Meghan and Harry.
On Netflix?
They just dropped something on Netflix. Order to watch that. I need to make sure all the chores done around the house first. Don't laugh, man.
That's good.
I do little things like that to tie into it.
I think that's good. That's good.
But I guess my point is, if we make sure that or us as humans, as societies, make sure that I need to do something good before I get to do something that I just desire to do. I need to do something that's going to benefit me in the long run before I get instant gratification.
1,000%.
And I think that has to be the set. Before I get something that gratifies me right now, I need to do something that's going to benefit my future. That's going to make me a better person. That's going to pour into me overall. And I think if we start tying those two things together, then that will be our motivator. All right, you get to do something that gives you instant happiness. You get to scroll on TikTok, or you get to have sex with your girl, whatever it is. You get to do that, but you need to do things that's going to impact your future. I need to meditate before I have sex because that's going to, impact me long run. This is just a right now type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Lindsay for governor. Lindsay for governor. I completely agree with what you're saying. I just think I think that we need to make sure that I think we need to challenge what we desire and why we desire it. I think we need to start there.
Oh, absolutely.
Before we go through this, getting
Why
something good for instant gratification. I think we all need to go through the self-audit, and I think a lot of people do it, and a lot of people cave. I know a lot of friends, and you can see it online when people take a break from Instagram for 2 weeks, 1 week, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm back. I'll only do 7 days.
I'm back.
I'm back." I think we need to look at different addictions and what are they called? Vices. We need to look at our different vices and challenge all the questions around what made me want this vice, why do I want it,
What drives that?
Dive deep into that, and if you can understand that and manipulate that a little bit, I think it'll have a big impact on what you do and stuff. Because
so tell me why you want pussy money weed.
What?
Those are 3 vices, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but you don't know if they my vices.
Are they your vices?
Okay. Weed is not my vice.
All right, cool. X, go.
Money is not necessarily my vice. Money is a vice, but money is my vice because of what it allows me to do, not money in general. Because I think a lot of people have the vice of money just to have the money.
Yeah.
They want to keep money. They want to have money.
Not to do shit with?
Not to even do shit with it.
Just to have it.
To have it. I think it's a lot of people like that, and I think it's another cultural driven thing. Mm-hmm. Money is my vice so that I can do things. I want to travel. I want to do. I'm using the money.
Okay, got it.
Pussy is an ego driven vice, and it's a physical response vice. It's a natural, feels good. Endorphins, immediate, instant gratification.
Got it.
All right, I just want to lay that out first.
All right, cool.
Your question is
I guess we're talking on lines of like why we have these vices, why we have these things that motivate us. Why do we want these certain type of things? Why do you want to scroll TikTok? Why do you?
I think it's a conforming thing. I'm relating it to the video that we seen. When we scroll these things, when we look at social media, it puts us in a group. Everybody in our black community.
We want to belong.
We want to belong in our black community.
Ultimately.
If you're going around, you better get you one of these.
What's that? A chicken salad?
Yeah. If you don't know what people are talking about, you want to be in the know. Yeah. If you're not on social media, if you're not looking at those things, you easily, because it happens so quick, you're not going to know what people are talking about, and you're not going to feel a part of that group no more.
Yeah.
So it makes you don't even desire to be
Is that innate within us to feel included?
Yes. Yes, it does. I think you agree with that.
So should we encourage that?
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
But should we encourage it?
Encourage what?
Encourage, like, okay, even though it's innate within me to want to feel included, do I need to nurture that feeling? Or do I need to try to, like, get rid of that feeling?
That is going to be a personal decision. And the
Absolutely.
reason I'm answering.
Okay, go ahead.
The reason why it's a personal decision is I may lean more to being alone a lot. Mm-hmm. So I need to nurture probably being in groups because I'm so comfortable being alone. You may lean more into being comfortable in being in groups and not being alone. You need to nurture more being alone. So it's going to depend on a person by person basis. Even though we innately want to feel involved and conform in groups based off of, as far as conforming in the group, that means conforming in like, I want to be able to speak on the topic. I want to be able to know what you're talking about. Yeah. That type of conform. But as far as being around the people, that is going to be a personality based thing on what you need to nurture versus not nurture. If you are not comfortable being alone, yes, you need to nurture, finding a way to be comfortable being alone because it's a lot of benefits that you can get from that. If you are an introvert and you do not like being around people a lot, you need to try and find some way to nurture and finding ways that you can be around people so that you are comfortable in that aspect as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's why I said that.
Okay.
So it's going to depend on the person.
It depends on the person.
I need to nurture something in the middle just because I'm okay with either.
Well, I guess I don't know if I equate like wanting to feel included to being alone and not alone. So, for example, me wanting to like be accepted and feel included as far as like society standpoints, I don't know if I can correlate that to like I'm an introvert versus I'm an extrovert and what I need to nurture in order for balance in my life versus like ultimately we all want to feel accepted.
That's accepted for like, yeah, I agree with you. That's accepted for like who you are as a person versus, yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
I guess what I'm saying is that feeling of being accepted by the general population, by others, by people around us, by family, whatever. Is that something you should nurture? Or this is the contrary. I should be comfortable if people don't agree with me, if I don't know what they talking about, if I can't be involved in the conversation, if I'm an outcast, when I'm in a group, like if I'm an outcast and people think what I do is weird, people think how I behave is weird, that I meditate, that's weird. Like when we nurture like the things that we do and we think about the things that we do and why we do it, it ultimately comes down to feeling like I want to be included. Is that something you should nurture? Or should you start to feel like it doesn't matter if I feel included? I need to feel good.
I'm curious of what you think, because to me that's kind of. I think it's a.
Um, I think that it is something that based off it's a culture thing. So I think it goes back to just how we are as human beings, that we are meant and built for connection. And so I think that connection is necessary. And so we should nurture the idea of connecting. But assimilating is something that we should not nurture. That's my opinion. We
I
don't
don't.
have to do what everybody else does, but I think it is important for us to connect. That's my opinion.
And the question was.
Okay. You gotta answer the question.
The question was, should you nurture feeling like feeling okay with not feeling included with whatever the social norm is versus feeling like you should know what, like you should almost
So, in
adapt to
my
what everybody else is
opinion,
doing. Is that
yeah, that was the question. Do you feel like I answered the question?
no?
Okay. So, my answer to that question is I think we should nurture connection.
What, I don't feel like connection was in the question. That's why I'm confused on the answer you're giving.
Okay. I feel like we should nurture.
Can you give me the question and then the answer? Because that's what's confusing me. I think you're saying an answer that is saying statements that's not in the question, so I don't know which side you're on.
Yeah, okay. So
All right, cool.
the question is, should we nurture the idea of feeling included and in kind of like connected to what society is doing and
Got
the
it.
mass population is doing? Or should we nurture more so like
Individualism.
individualism, feeling good about yourself, doing things that make you feel well as an individual?
Okay, and your answer is?
My answer is you should nurture things that make you feel good as an individual. However, connection to the people that are around you is important. And there is a level of balance to nurturing connection with people. Now, how you choose to connect with them is a choice. Like, that is what you have to find a balance in. Like, if I choose to connect with you on social media, meaning I have to be involved in social media in my alone time, then that's a choice. But if I choose to connect with you in a sense of working out, I connect with the people at the gym. These are the people I connect with because I believe as an individual, building my body and making sure it's maintained is important. And then that's where I find connection with humans. Then that's where you do it at. So I think it's a choice on where you connect with people, but I do think you should connect with people in a certain way. And you do have to connect with society in a certain way. It nurtures who you are as a human being. However, I don't feel like it has to be what the masses enjoy.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I think you should know who you are first and then find people who enjoy what you enjoy.
Agreed. Is that what I said? In a long
In a
drawn out.
roundabout way, yes. I think you should know who you are, know what you like, and then find people who like those things and connect with them and find a way to connect with them based on the things that you like and enjoy that are true to yourself.
Yep, that's it. There you go.
All right, it's been a Zen Trap Chat all over the place, baby.
For sure. I want to get two hosts, Yogi LG.
Zen P, just again wrapping up. I wanted to end with, I think we said a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, we did.
More so again on how do you challenge the things that you like based off of society and conforming versus what you truly like. Yeah. How do you determine those things? How do you do it personally? How do you go about saying, I'm raised as a black person, I know all these blackity black things, I know. I even go with basketball. Yes, I like basketball from playing it and from being around it. Mm-hmm. But also, I could be born in Africa and like football, soccer, from being and fall in love with that just the same because I just like sports. Maybe my personality type when I was born is just one that loves sports. I could fall in love with cricket or something. My family are cricket stars. How do you try to change the narrative around making sure people are challenging the things that you desire are not just society and culturally based? How do you go about doing that on an individual level and scaling it?
My
So
opinion.
that you can do what you're saying of finding those people that connect with the things that you truly do like. Because that's what I find that is probably the most difficult thing for people.
Ultimately, I feel like it, and this is maybe difficult in itself, is you have to be in touch with what brings you joy, what brings you peace, what settles you. And so you have to base like,
how do you do that? That's what I want to dig into. You said that first part. How do you do that? Because you said it almost broadly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking.
To me, it's self-reflection.
Yep.
It is.
How do you self-reflect? You personally, or just in general?
That's what you want to get dig.
Yes,
all right, cool.
You keep talking up here. I'm trying to get down here.
The way I self-reflect is in a moment where I feel joy, where I feel happiness, I observe what's around me. In a moment where I feel sadness, where I feel down, I observe what's around me.
I love that. And you leaned in when you said that. I love that. That's what I want to talk. Yeah, I love that. Okay, cool.
So to me, that says like, okay, I enjoy being around Paris when I'm around Paris. I'm happy. I'm jovial. I'm upbeat. This is somebody I need to be around. Versus
Don't attach.
Stop. Versus I'm around Joe Blow, and when I'm around Joe Blow, it's just always some shit.
Joe
I
Blow
feel uneasy. Yeah, like right. Every time his food always wrong. I don't want to be around him, right? And then you observe those things and you understand, like, all right, that's a place that doesn't bring me comfort. It doesn't bring me peace. I'm gonna start to move differently based off what I observe. But I think it's all based off self-reflection.
A step further in that step reflection. What specifically is it about Joe Blow that makes you feel that way?
And you could do that too.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I want you to, and that's the type of conversation I wanted to have right now. And we can do that in further episodes and stuff. But yes, when you're doing that self-reflect, what are things, and it's almost like, how can you teach awareness is the thing I want to talk about next time we talk about. Because you did it's not tough. What you just said made it real layman. Yeah. You made it very clear for me in that moment when you said it. When I'm feeling joy, I take the moment, look around, what's happening right now that makes me feel joy. There's music playing, my friends are around me, my family's around me, everybody's laughing, we're talking about this, we're talking about that. Yeah. Cool, I write that down. When I'm feeling at my worst, what's happening, what's put me here? I lost my job, or I'm around Joe Blow and this person. Or
sometimes it's alcohol around.
There's no music playing. Whatever. I'm always drinking when I'm sad. Yeah. I want to be... Next time we talk, I want to talk about that as the topic on what can you do to be more aware.
That's it. That's the next topic on the next Zen Trap Chat. Again, I want to get two hosts, Yogi LG.
Zen P.
If you can't do nothing else, protect your peace.
And protect your energy.
It's the Zen Trap.
We out. Now that's a motherfucking episode. that's how you pod. From now on, that's how you pod. That's how you pod.
Oh shit. I spilled my goddamn drink.
Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap.